Good morning, traders. This is Perry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is Thursday, January 21st, 2021. It is 8:46 a.m. Eastern Time. So looking at the overnight range so far, we have had 19 points in the ES. And if you look at really, what's gone on in the last probably week or so, we had that consolidation that we've been talking about between basically 37.75 and we'll go up to, let's call it 38.15, right? We had a 10-point window for some of that above the 38.05. We had our little pullback, right? So we retested the next level. Under that was all the further we got back to right around this 37.48. We actually went down to 40.50. And then, but you can see it was very short-lived below that, right? And then once we got back above that 48, we quickly got back above 75, retested 75, and took back off again, leading us into the overnight session today. So as we look at it, I've got some levels marked off here. They're color coded. So let's just look at all the indexes as we look at this. So yesterday we had split distributions, and what that means is we had streaky up and multiple distributions. We look at this on 30-minute time frame bars. So basically, the distributions are split by periods where there is only one 30-minute bar that traded for the bell session that day. So these 30-minute one-time bars are marked on my chart by these light green boxes. And you can see, so for the NASDAQ, right, we had 4 different distributions separated by 3 different, splits. For the ES, there was 3 different distributions separated by 2 splits. And for the Dow, there was 2 different distributions separated by 1 split. The Russell did not have any splits yesterday. So looking at the overnight action, with that being said, you can see that everyone except for the Russell got up above yesterday's bell high, right? That's what this red dash line is, yesterday's bell high. And the NASDAQ is holding above it right now, and you can see that they've all done that. Look at the Russell, it's still in value area high. So obviously if you're, you're above value area high, you're in value area high for the ES, you're above value area high. So what that means is, and this is also what I look for after we've had a move up, right? For the pop and flop, we had a little bit narrower of a range for what we've been seeing lately, 19 points. The overnight low was 38.40.75, which is ironically 100 points higher than our pullback was late last week. So as we come up into here, what I watch for is waning participation coming into the bell after you clear the previous day's high. I like to see that pattern on multiple indexes. You can say that, coming out of basically 7 a.m. this morning, they've all had it from there. But if you look at really where the NASDAQ and the ES started it, they started it at 11 o'clock last night, Eastern time. And, it's just a little bit of a weak channel, but it's something to go. So as we're looking for that pullback, right, that never came yesterday, we're looking for potential support. So this is a pattern that I normally do not try to buy support of when I see this, that we had action that needs repaired going to the upside. I see that we've got the waning participation after getting above the bell high the previous, that coming into the bell, right? So we got a little bit of overhead supply. Volume in the overnight session wasn't, anemic, and it wasn't high. It was about average. We had 156,000 ES contracts so far in the overnight session. So right now, these purple lines are the settlements, right? So you can see that we have a fair chance of a gap fill for all the indexes for sure. And then the first split that I'm gonna, we'll go over the NASDAQ first. So the first split comes in basically at 13,259.50 to 13,264 quarter. The split under that for it is 13,195 and 13,205 quarter is where that split box is. Notice the point of control for the NASDAQ is right in between those two splits at 13,230. So getting into here, right, we're likely to find, and what we look for on these is we're looking for, you know, acceptance. We're wanting to see if the market accepts this upper distribution, which we're above basically for everything, uh, or if it hits, finds acceptance in the middle distribution. Sometimes these can be like dominoes, right? So I traditionally like to sell this pattern and not try to buy support. And my target is generally below the previous day's low, which in this case would be 38.11 quarter. Keep in mind though, as I try to sell this in the morning, I'm going to be watching for potential support right around these green shaded boxes on each of them. So let's go over the ES. The top box is 38.3550 to 38.38 quarter. The lower box is 38.20 half to 38.26 quarter. Looking at the Dow, 30,968 to 30,976. And again, what I'm watching for as I'm selling this pattern, because this is a pop and flop pattern, is bull trap, whatever you want to call it. It has about 7 different names. So as you come into this, as I'm covering, I'm going to cover some and watch for support to potentially come in near this box, right? So that would take out these overnight lows, these green dotted lines, and come into here. Then what I'm looking for, right? This is, even though it's a small amount of contracts, relatively speaking, or an average amount of contracts, it's still overhead supply for the overnight session, right? So these traders are feeling trapped right now that participated in the overnight, that initiated new longs, right? So once it comes down to here, it needs to get back up above these levels fairly quickly, and you can see just the money that is made if you do find support here, getting back down up to where this downtrend line is significant. I wouldn't be playing for the downtrend line to break. You can draw your own downtrend lines on each of the indexes, right? You can do one from the NASDAQ, and I would draw it from the bodies of this high to the body of this candle. I'm not going to do it for you today, but as we look at this, right, that's the pattern it sets up. So be cautious about buying support. Not that there's anything wrong with it. We're in a bull market, right? But this is a pattern that can yield to, potentially closing on the lower side and never really get anything. So if you buy support, not saying there won't be a reaction there. You might even make it a free trade and get back out of it. But you're fighting the tape today, more than likely, right? So keep that in mind, that as much as bullish as this market has been, today is a day to retest distributions, maybe consolidate until you see us clear these overnight highs, right? Probably rallies are to be sold today. I hope this helps. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.